You're doing everything right. You're showing up, you're being disciplined, you've built the system, you're putting in the hours, you're making the sacrifices, and yet nothing is happening. You watch people around you, they started after you, they're less committed than you, they're not even working as hard as you, and somehow they're winning. They got the promotion, they got the recognition, they got the breakthrough, and you're still here, in the same place, grinding, waiting, wondering if any of this even matters. You start asking the questions, the dangerous ones. What's the point? Why am I doing this? Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I should just give up and do what everyone else is doing. If you're in that space right now, I need you to hear this. You're not failing, you're not behind, and you're definitely not wasting your time. You're just learning the hardest lesson success has to teach. The one that separates people who build something real from people who burn out chasing quick wins. It's called the long game. And today, we're going to talk about why patience, real patience, not the Instagram quote version, might be the most unfair advantage you can develop. Let's start with the problem. We live in a world that's addicted to speed. 2-day shipping, 10-second videos, instant notifications. We've been conditioned to expect immediate results for everything. You want food? It arrives in 30 minutes. You want entertainment? 1 click. You want validation? Post a photo and watch the likes roll in. And then you try to build something meaningful, a career, a skill, a body of work. And suddenly, the rules change. Suddenly, the results don't come in 2 days. They come in 2 years, sometimes 5, sometimes 10. And your brain, trained on instant gratification, starts to panic. It says, if this were working, we'd see results by now. Let's quit and try something else. But here's what your brain doesn't understand. The things worth having operate on a completely different timeline than the things that are easy to get. You can get dopamine in 10 seconds, but you can't get mastery in 10 seconds. You can't get wisdom in 10 seconds. You can't get depth, resilience, or a meaningful life in 10 seconds. Those things require time, not just time passing, but time invested, time compounding, time doing the work when nothing visible is happening. And that's the trap. We've been conditioned to interpret invisible progress as no progress, but that's not how growth works. Think about a seed. You plant it, you water it, and for weeks, nothing happens. The soil looks the same. No leaves, no stem, no flower, just dirt. An impatient person looks at that and says, this isn't working, I'm wasting my time. And they stop watering, they move on to the next thing. But a patient person understands. The seed isn't doing nothing. It's building roots, underground, invisible, but absolutely essential. And when the roots are strong enough, when the foundation is deep enough, the plant doesn't just grow, it explodes. That's the long game. You're not waiting for success to happen to you. You're building the foundation that makes success inevitable. Let me show you something that will change how you think about time. There's a concept in mathematics called exponential growth, and it's wildly unintuitive. Here's how it works. Imagine you have 2 choices. Option A, I give you $1 million today. Option B, I give you 1 penny today, and I double it every day for 30 days. Most people take the $1 million. It's immediate, it's real, it's safe. But here's what happens with the penny. Day 1, you have 1 cent. Day 5, you have 16 cents. Day 10, you have $5.12. Day 15, you have $163. At this point, you're thinking, this is a joke. I should have taken the $1 million. But then something shifts. Day 20, you have $5,243. Day 25, you have $167,772. And by day 30, you have over $5 million. The $1 million choice gave you instant results, but the penny gave you exponential growth. And that's exactly how the long game works. For the first 15 days, the penny looks like a mistake. It looks like you're falling behind. It looks like nothing is happening. But the person who sticks with it, who trusts the process, who doesn't quit during the slow growth phase, they don't just catch up, they leapfrog. This is what's happening in your life right now. You're in day 12. You're looking at your $1.28 and thinking, this is pointless. But if you quit now, you'll never see day 30. You'll never see the explosion. You'll restart with a new penny, and you'll quit again at day 12. And you'll spend your whole life collecting pennies, never understanding that the magic was always in the waiting. Here's the brutal truth. The reason most people don't succeed isn't because they can't do the work. It's because they can't do the work long enough. They quit during the lag phase, the phase where the input doesn't match the output, where the effort feels disproportionate to the results. But that lag phase, that's not a bug. That's the filter. That's what separates the people who want it from the people who build it. Because anyone can work hard for a week, for a month, maybe even for a year. But can you work hard for 3 years with no recognition? Can you show up when no one's watching? Can you invest in yourself when the scoreboard says 0? That's the real test. And if you can pass it, you don't just win, you become someone who can't lose. Now, let's talk about why this is harder than ever before. Because it's not just about you lacking patience. It's about the world actively trying to steal your patience. You live in the attention economy. Every app, every platform, every company is competing for one thing, your focus. And they've figured out the formula. Keep you scrolling, keep you clicking, keep you distracted, keep you comparing. Because the moment you stop consuming and start building, the moment you log off and focus on your own work, you're no longer profitable to them. So they've engineered an environment that punishes long-term thinking. They reward the viral post, the overnight success, the sudden breakthrough, and they hide the years of invisible work that came before. You see the author with the best-selling book. You don't see the 10 years they spent writing in the dark, unknown, doubting, but still writing. You see the entrepreneur with the thriving business. You don't see the 5 years of failed experiments, near bankruptcies, and silent grinding. You see the musician on stage. You don't see the decade of empty rooms, cheap equipment, and rejection letters. The algorithm doesn't show you the long game, it shows you the highlight. And it trains you to believe that success is supposed to be fast, easy, and public. But it's not. It never was, and it never will be. So here's what you need to do. You need to actively protect your patience, because the world will try to steal it from you every single day. Stop measuring your progress against other people's timelines. You don't know what chapter they're on. You don't know what they sacrificed. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Start measuring your progress against your own baseline. Are you further than you were last year? Have you learned something you didn't know 6 months ago? Are you showing up more consistently than you were a year ago? If yes, you're winning. Even if it doesn't feel like it. Even if no one sees it. Even if the scoreboard still says 0. Because the scoreboard is lagging. The scoreboard takes time to update. And by the time it does, by the time the world notices, you'll already be miles ahead of where you are now. So how do you actually cultivate patience in a world designed to destroy it? How do you stay focused on the long game when everything around you is screaming now, now, now? Here are 3 shifts that will change how you experience time. Shift 1, redefine winning. Stop defining success as the outcome, start defining it as the process. If your definition of winning is getting the result, then you'll spend 99% of your time feeling like a loser, because the result comes at the end, and the end might be years away. But if your definition of winning is showing up today, then you can win every single day. You can go to bed tonight and say, I did the work, I won today. That daily win compounds, and over time it leads to the outcome, but more importantly, it makes the journey sustainable, it makes patience possible. Shift 2, build a system, not a goal. Goals are future focused. I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to write a book, I want to build a business. And there's nothing wrong with having a target, but if that's all you have, you'll spend the entire journey feeling incomplete, always reaching, never arriving. A system is present focused. I'm the kind of person who exercises 4 times a week. I'm the kind of person who writes 500 words every morning. I'm the kind of person who tests one new idea every month. The system is something you can do today, right now. And when you execute the system, you've succeeded, regardless of the outcome. The outcome will come, but the system is what makes you the kind of person the outcome belongs to. Shift 3, celebrate invisible progress. Most of your growth is invisible. You're learning, you're adapting, you're building character, you're developing instincts. But none of that shows up on a resume. None of that gets likes on social media, so your brain dismisses it. If no one sees it, it doesn't count. But that's exactly backwards. The invisible progress is the most valuable progress, because it's the foundation, it's the roots. So start acknowledging it. Keep a journal. At the end of each week, write down 3 things you learned, 3 ways you grew, 3 small wins that no one else saw. This isn't about ego, this is about evidence. Evidence that you're moving forward. Evidence that the time is not wasted. Evidence that the long game is working. Let me tell you what I see when I look at you. I see someone who's willing to do the work when no one's watching. Someone who's willing to invest in themselves when the payoff is years away. Someone who understands that the best things in life don't come fast. That's rare. That's powerful. That's the exact trait that the world needs more of. Because we have enough people chasing quick wins, enough people looking for shortcuts, enough people quitting the moment things get hard. We need people like you. People who are willing to plant trees they won't sit under for years. People who understand that real growth happens slowly. People who can delay gratification long enough to build something that lasts. So here's my challenge. Stop checking the scoreboard. Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop waiting for permission or recognition or proof that this is working. Just keep building, keep showing up, keep playing the long game. Because here's what I know. 5 years from now, you're going to look back at this moment and you're going to be grateful you didn't quit. You're going to see how all of this, the slow days, the invisible progress, the moments you wanted to give up, how it all compounded into something you couldn't have imagined. But only if you stay, only if you're patient, only if you trust the process long enough to see it through. The world rewards patience, not immediately, but inevitably. So plant the seed, water it, and trust that the roots are growing, even when you can't see them. The long game is the only game worth playing, and you're already winning it. Now keep going.